Hello, tea family, and how are you today? As you can see, I am not in my regular studio. Welcome to the Serene Sunrise celebration. Today, we are going to be doing a birthday edition, and so it's all about Serene Sunrise. And yes, you can hear cars going, you can hear all sorts of noise in the background, and that is because we are out and amongst the Topeka people today because we just did Topeka Market Days. And so we just got back from the event and we are back in our camper getting ready to do this and then enjoy the rest of our day. So I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to say welcome to this very special live edition for me from Nonna's Kitchen Secrets. Now, today is not just an average day in our life here at Nonna's Kitchen Secrets. It is a special day. Some of you know what day it is, and for those of you that don't, today is actually my birthday. Yay. And so in true Nonna style, we are going to be celebrating tea, and we have some surprises for you. In fact, stay to the end because anybody who's live with us right now or through this is actually going to be eligible for a special giveaway that we're going to be doing today. So stay tuned for that. You must be present to win. I want to say thank you to everybody who's saying happy birthday in the comments. I appreciate it. Diane's drinking Serene Sunrise. My handy dandy assistant is definitely drinking coffee today. Stephanie is drinking Breakfast Rose. That's awesome. I am going to be drinking Serene Sunrise. I know that is not going to be a surprise to anyone, but that's what's in my cup. So share what's in your cup. Say hello in the comments or chat. We love to hear from you. As we go through some stuff, if you have questions, don't be afraid to reach out in the chat or comments and ask them. That is what we have, but we definitely have some surprises. So let's go ahead and get started. And one of my favorite and most beloved blends, and here it is. So lighting is not the greatest in here, so we're improvising. I need everybody to bear with me. There we go. Like I couldn't get some natural light, but there we go. Yep, Serene Sunrise in my honor because I love Serene Sunrise. But that you can see it's black tea blend. As I try and get the light, man, the lights are not my friends in the camper when we're trying to do this. We also don't have our normal things for lighting or anything else, but that's okay. It is a blend of black teas and cinnamon, and we're going to be spotlighting this. Now, this was one of the ones that we had at our event. We always put out at least 3 different teas, and most of the time people get to try my favorite. Why? Because it's my favorite and I want to share that with everybody. So we're going to make this session fun. And I'm just going to say I have already made mine. I do have milk in mine today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So let me see if I can describe what Serene Sunrise is like. A bold Ceylon black tea it actually comes from the mountains of Sri Lanka. It is paired with an Indonesian Corinthi cinnamon. That's such a hard word for me to pronounce today. No added flavorings, no sprayed on flamers, no artificial junk. Pure USDA certified organic non-GMO loose leaf tea magic in a cup is how I think of Serene Sunrise. So think of that smooth warming with, and it's got enough body to stand up to milk or honey, but yet it's still got enough elegance to just sip straight without anything. This stuff is perfect if you want a hot tea, tea latte. You've seen me make tea lattes with it in previous lives, even as an iced tea. We have some that we brewed and it is now cool, and it's just the perfect iced tea to enjoy. And that's one of the reasons why I like Serene Sunrise, not just because it's my favorite, but it's really, really versatile. You know, some teas you can't do as much with them. I wouldn't recommend doing lemon zinger as a latte because milk and lemon they're not friends. They're really not friends unless you want buttermilk. And that is not what we are looking for when we want to drink and enjoy a tea. This is a tea that sometimes our tea family members say, hey, when they want to focus or when they like need that pulse of caffeine. In fact, one of the ladies today, another vendor, her husband came over and he's like, yeah, she loves green tea. So we gave her a sample of the ancient green dragon, which is what we had on sample for green tea today. And I was talking to the gentleman and we were talking about vendor events and things like that. So my handy dandy assistant went over to their booth and brought her a sample of that. And she was like, I really need caffeine. So he came back, he got her a sample of the Serene Sunrise, came over at the end of the show. She bought some because she's like, it picked me up. It helped me focus. It really did a great job and it was delicious to her. She loved it. Another person was like, yeah, I'll try it. And then all of a sudden he was like, wow, that's on fire, meaning so great. And we loved that. We love watching people react to enjoying the teas. So if I'm going to want, let's say I had stayed home today and I had just curled up with a book, this is my tea. This is my tea, definitely. So Serene Sunrise, we picked the name because mornings are when you typically want a higher caffeine blend. And just wanted that peaceful, quiet morning, you know, before you get going, you've got everything done. You just have that couple minutes before you have to walk out the door and you just have that quiet peace because everything is good. Like you're ready to go. You just have that few minutes of relaxation. And that was the idea behind the name because that was what we were trying to depict when you were enjoying the tea. So it's funny because this became my favorite on accident. I actually typically love breakfast blends. Irish breakfast blends, Scottish breakfast blends. The breakfast blends are my go-to. And every time we would go to a tea room across the nation as we were visiting, I would typically pick that one because I could tell how much I was going to like other teas by checking out how much I really liked their breakfast blend or their whatever breakfast blend it was, whether it was English, Scottish, Irish. And so I was doing that, and then we were thinking, you know, people were asking, do you have anything that's like just a straight a black tea blend, but maybe with something not really fruity? And I was thinking, well, cinnamon's supposed to be really healthy for you. Let's try that. And most people like cinnamon. I know I have a couple of friends who are allergic, and that is not a good choice for them. Although we had made one batch and we substituted nutmeg, and they really loved it. So that's how it started. And then, of course, we try it. And I fell in love with it. We try it hot, we try it cold, and we send it out to our testers. Our testers really enjoyed it as well. And so, boom, Serene Sunrise. That's how it came. But I had a hard time going back to the plain black teas after that. Like, I do enjoy them every once in a while, and sometimes that's what I want. But most of the time, I find that just hints of cinnamon to smooth out the flavor and the boldness of the black tea is just perfect for me. So let's talk about what's exciting about Serene Sunrise, than what I've talked about. You can tell it's the end of the day and I've been up a long time. We're going to talk about some food pairings. I'm not talking about scones and jam today, although perfect choice anytime. I do want to share some traditional favorites, and let's talk breakfast first. So obviously there's the obvious cinnamon rolls choice. Extra cinnamon, flavor, harmony, you know, complementary colors. Buttery croissants would really stand up well. Soft scrambled eggs with some sourdough toast. You can have some of the zing of the sourdough toast. The eggs, really great. But like, you know, those are traditional ones. We all know that I don't just do what's kind of traditional. Let's shake it up with some unusual pairings that might surprise your taste buds in the morning. Some spicy breakfast tacos. The cinnamon in the Serene Sunrise is going to balance the heat of the spice of the breakfast tacos. Another one I would have to say brings me back to my New England roots, a savory maple glazed bacon. Although I would only be able to eat turkey bacon right now, I want you to think a truly maple glazed bacon. So that might be maplewood cured bacon. That is then, I know some people are going to be surprised by this, but many will bake some bacon. They'll kind of cook it and then they'll put it in the oven and they'll just drizzle a tiny bit of maple syrup over the top of it to really bake in that flavor and finish real maple syrup. We're not talking the fake stuff. No corn syrup here, people. No corn syrup. but just a little bit to get that sweet, salty combination that brings next level. That would really pair well with this. Apple cheddar muffins, apple, cheese, and tea, complete symphony of flavor. So that will take care of you for breakfast. But let's talk about lunch and other meals. So lunch, you could do a really classic grilled cheese and tomato soup. The sweet spice of the tea is going to balance the acid of the tomato and really bring home so many rich and delicious flavors. Okay, so now I've got one that I'm calling unusual, but really delicious. And that would be a curried chicken salad on a croissant. So cinnamon and curry, they're like the secret best friends that nobody realizes, and they are amazing when paired together. So keep that in mind. You're going with something lighter, maybe an apple walnut salad. I would put goat cheese in there, maybe some balsamic vinaigrette or a balsamic glaze over that. A fun idea for a lighter fare might be to pair up some grilled brie cheese and a fig jam sandwich. You'd be surprised. Uh, Unusual things sometimes, but people don't always think about the unusual fruits like a fig. So for dinner, I would go with a bold choice: Moroccan like lamb meatballs or a spiced rub chicken. Vegetarian, you might go with like a roasted butternut squash pasta with sage to bring some depth of flavor and some browned butter. That would be a really good pairing with Serene Sunrise. I have to be honest, if you're going with like the comfort food supper, I am going to say a baked macaroni and cheese. The creamy richness is going to meet with the spice of the cinnamon in the tea. And oh my goodness, a warm hug right there. Especially if you were making my red macaroni and cheese. So many of you who I've had have been there when I have brought a macaroni and cheese. In fact, there's a funny one of my sons, not biologically related, but calls me mom all the time and dear to my heart. He lives in Georgia and he's a professional chef. He's still after me for that macaroni and cheese. And every time I come back, he's like, Mom, when are you going to make that red macaroni and cheese? I need some of that red macaroni and cheese. So, but the red comes for, there's some tomato sauce in there and it really is going to bring out the flavors like I had talked about with the tomato soup. But if you're going for comfort food, there you go. A surprise pairing that you might not think about would be some sweet potato fries that you made in maybe your air fryer and then dipped them in like a garlic aioli. That is going to pair amazingly with the Serene Sunrise tea. And if I could get my handy dandy assistant to bring out the special part of our thing out of the fridge.
Kim says she's agrees. It's hard to go back to cinnamon.
Yep. It's funny. It really is. Kim, you're absolutely right. Once you have some cinnamon in your tea, it's really hard to not have that flavor in the morning. I'm glad you think until Highland Dawn. It's just right. No cinnamon. I agree. But so I'm going to talk about some dessert pairings because today's a day that I will normally not. Anybody who knows me knows I'm very rarely going to eat dessert anyway. But today's a day. It's dessert day. So what would you pick? Well, snickerdoodle cookies, obviously, cinnamon apple pie, dark chocolate bark or some dark chocolate. If you really wanted to elevate your dessert, you could do some churros with a dark chocolate sauce with the Serene Sunrise.
A lava chocolate cake.
A chocolate lava cake would be amazing. One of the things that I am going to talk to you about is an unusual dessert, but I'm telling you, try it. Just try it. So a rustic apple ricotta tart. I do have a recipe available. The creaminess of the ricotta and the sweetness of the baked apples are going to mirror the warmth of the tea, but the lemon zest is going to add that brightness and make every sip and bite feel very fresh and balanced. So if you really wanted to do something outrageous, you could make some concentrated Serene Sunrise. So use the same amount you would for a full cup and maybe only a couple of ounces of water. So it's a super concentrated, and then pour it over warm over a scoop of like vanilla or cinnamon gelato or ice cream. That would be something surprising.
Creme brulee with
I am not going for creme brulee. That would be way too much for me. Oh my goodness. But so I wanted to talk about something else that I discovered today is amazing with this tea. And for that, I'm actually also going to give a shout out to one of the other vendors that was there because I have been texting some people about this one. But if you're ever in the Lawrence, Kansas area, I highly recommend Paul's Better Bakery. I met Paul. We chatted over the past couple of days at this event. He makes the absolute best macarons that you could taste. So guess what? We brought some. I mean, of course. I had the lemon. It absolutely melted in my mouth. Unbelievable. The cool thing about him is he makes everything fresh that day. I mean, he does not ship, unfortunately. Local only. He wants to make sure that it stays in the correct temperature and condition and everything like that. But oh my goodness, if you can find someone who makes macarons like this, you need to pair it. So this particular box is the spring sampler, and it has lemon, some of these, there's 2 lemon, 2 raspberry, 2 peanut butter, 2 milk chocolate, and 2 hazelnut. So I'm going to say the raspberry is going to really pair well with this, but you can't go wrong with the lemon to bring out that same freshness that I talked about. Hazelnut is a wonderful complementary flavor for this. I haven't tried the 2 chocolates, but I know that chocolate already, and I've already mentioned chocolate goes well. So, I mean, don't be afraid to, at your next tea party, if you're near Lawrence, pick some of these up. You can make some amazing designs with the macarons, and they look so pretty. I mean, like, don't they look amazing? And they're so delicious. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to actually eat one.
They also had a salted chocolate caramel thing. This is really good.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The raspberry just literally pops in your mouth.
Time for tea.
Mm-hmm. So you get that pop of raspberry, and it's not an overly sweetened raspberry. It's like a true raspberry that you're biting down on. And then you have the cinnamon and the tea. Amazing flavors. Amazing flavors. So have some fun with that. Macarons are a really great way to experiment with some flavors when you're with the tea. Because if you get a variety like this, you can try a tiny bite and then sip your tea like I did and really see how the flavors either complement or contrast with each other. So that is on my high recommend. It is paulsbetterbakery.com. You can look up for yourself. He does have, okay, for Stephanie, because I saw you were on here, his newest macaron is a chai macaron. I'm just saying. I know she's my chai hound. So I did want to make sure you knew that. Now, I did want to talk about that because, we talk so many times about different things like this. And I want to make sure I'm giving you local vendors, things that'll pair, because sometimes the teas are great, but I don't want you to just think of tea as a drink that you drink in the morning and it's how you get caffeine or it's how this, like, it should really complement the food. It brings so much more flavor, and you don't even realize some of the complexity that's in the tea or the food until you get there. But like I said, it wouldn't be a birthday without a gift. So we're going to do our Serene Sunrise celebration giveaway. Say that 10 times fast. I know I cannot say that 10 times fast. Barely made it through one, everybody. Okay, so here's how you enter. I'm going to tell you what's in the bundle in a minute, but if you decide you want to enter in the comments or the chat, depending on how you're watching, I want you to do the hashtag, for those of us old people, the number sign, and Serene, okay? So hashtag Serene, Serene, for those that have trouble spelling, like my son. And so here's what we're going to put in the birthday bundle. You're going to get a full ounce of Serene Sunrise. You're going to get a large tea infuser so that you'll have plenty of room for your tea to expand. And then you are going to get a full size 1 ounce packet of Highland Dawn. I had enough to make one more ounce of the tea of our Highland Dawn. Now that is a Scottish breakfast tea. I know Kim mentioned it earlier. And so those 3 things will get packaged up and be given or sent to whoever wins today. And so if you are interested in that birthday package that I'm giving away, just hashtag Serene in there. But even if you're not, you're like, well, I really like green teas, or I can only drink caffeine free, from now through tomorrow, we're going to have a sale, but you only know about it if you're watching here on the live. And that is Serene Sunrise is going to be 20% off. The coupon code on the website is birthday. That'll get you 20% off the Serene Sunrise. And if your cart hits $25 or more, you purchase $25 or more, I'm going to give you a free ounce of a mystery tea with your order. It might be a tea I'm experimenting with. It might be a tea that I have that is one of our favorites. But that is just my gift to you for hanging out today with me on my birthday. And so we are going to do that. I do want to go ahead and give you all a couple of minutes. Does anybody have any questions while we give everybody a couple minutes to see if they want to be in the entry? And then we're going to do what we did last time, and we're going to literally watch it happen live.
There are 3 so far.
As I take another bite of my macaron.
Not a macaroon.
Not a macaroon. I'm allergic to those because they're made with coconut. But a macaron. In fact, in the comments or chat, let me know, have you ever had a macaron? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Sorry, everybody. Oh my gosh, that raspberry is incredible. All right.
Put that back.
Give everybody another second. Yeah. They should be kept in the refrigerator, if you don't know, until you're about ready to eat them. And then you pull them out. So one thing to keep. All right. So we are going to go, and I am going to present, share screen. Yep. I don't know what you guys are seeing right now. Let me do the window. This one?
Diane has not had a macaron.
Diane, you've never had a macaron? Oh, I highly encourage it.
Have you ever done the Macarena?
That is not the same thing. Okay. All right. Giveaway tool is what I want to share. Note window. Let's see. It's not really giving me what I want today. So let's see if I can make it happen. If not, I'll have to just act like, there we go. All right. Window. Nope. Yeah, it's not happening today. So that's no fun. I guess you guys could see my screen for a minute. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Share screen. This one. Select tab to that's how we do it. All right, everybody. I'm just giving you extra chances to go ahead and win. That's all it is. All right. Well, we're gonna draw, even though I can't get this to work. And all right. So here we go. And the winner of our birthday package is Stephanie. Congratulations, Stephanie. That is awesome. You are the winner of the birthday giveaway. So, okay, Kim said she can't remember if it was a macaron or a macaroon. Did it look like these little discs, or was it like a candy with chocolate and coconut? That will tell you if it's a macaroon. Macaroons are definitely a coconut-based kind of cookie chocolate type of a thing. A macaron is made with the little cookies, the round cookies. These are macarons. Then that's what Stephanie has had.
A little whoopie pie.
A little mini whoopie pie, except way more delicious. All right. So you've had the cookie. That's awesome. Congratulations to you, Stephanie. We will get that to you. It probably have to work that out because I missed my opportunity to see you, but we will get that to you. Before everybody goes, I just wanted to say appreciate you all spending part of my birthday with me today. And next week we will have, Rob says it's the Macarena. Oh my. Discs, but don't remember the coconut, and you would think I would since I like it. Yeah, if it's a little cookie, a round cookie like that with a filling inside, like kind of two cookies, it was a macaron. But that's an interesting thing because for a long time I did not try macarons because it's really close to the word macaroon, and a lot of people easily. I heard them today. They were talking about it as a macaroon, and he didn't bring any of those. So everything he brought was a macaron, so I knew what it was going on. So it's really easy for that one to get confused. I will have to say at some point we will probably do a local tea party. It's in the planning for this year, and we're actually going to do a custom we're going to make custom teas, so the people that will come to the event, they will give a purchase price, which will go for me buying the ingredients, and you're going to kind of make your own teas. And so we will have some things, and one of the things we'll have is some of Paul's macarons added because they are just amazing. All right, I do want to say we will be here briefly on Mother's Day. It's going to be short, probably only about 15-20 minutes because it's your day, and I want everybody to spend it celebrating Mother's Day.
It's your day too.
It is my day too. But we will be live. We will be talking about something, and I can't remember what it is for next week, but I will put it out there soon. So again, thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you had a great time. Don't forget, if you want to get Serene Sunrise 20% off, coupon code is birthday, and you don't have to do anything for any orders over $25. They will automatically have that free 1 ounce of tea in there. And I guarantee that you'll like the tea that I add, only because I'll be able to see what you're ordering, and it'll really help me know. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Sunday.
Bye.